Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Studio 44. Phil Sherman here with the contestants for round 2 of the rebooted 2024 Stadium of the Year contest. Thank you so much to Sewell for putting this little graphic together. I went in with Canva and added the microscopic names before you right now. But we have a second round bracket for you to judge. And it starts with Coca-Cola Field from J-Disc 98. Commonwealth Park from Carmen's Emerald City Field from Sewell 21, and High Life Lakeshore from Jace Chiff, or Jace 155. The second shows Murph 075 with Black Tower Stadium V2. That stadium is there because it received a bye, because Murph won the contest last year with the ballpark at the Shopping Mall Marriott, right? Legion Park from Bow Tiger joins the fun, along with Ballpark in Anaheim from Sandman Dan, who received 8 first-place votes of the, 12, 13 judges? Also receiving 8 first-place votes was your fourth contestant, Archmage, with MLB 24 Harlem Field, rounding out that second group. So, judges, again, rank these stadiums. You know what? Should I do this right now? First place gets 5 points to help with ties. Second place gets 3. Third place gets 2. And the last vote gets 1. If you want to do 4, 3, 2, 1, I'll change the 5s myself. It's totally up to you guys. But this should be a lot easier because it's only 8 stadiums to check out. You've seen them all before. You know them. You love them. And we're going to go over them again in the coming seconds of this video. So, the winner of those 2 groups will face off for the finale, and I hope to announce it on Thursday right before the 25 version of the game is available to play. So, here comes those stadiums. Okay, here we go, folks. Start out in right field, as we often do, a couple layers of luxury plaza and luxury seating underneath 2 more decks where you have Coca-Cola labeled. I love using the brick to face it off. And again, I'm going to try to go through these a little bit quicker because we've all seen them a million times. This is for the judges. Center field, big scoreboard, big restaurant with the out-of-town scoreboard on it. Other diners and kiosks and restaurants and team stores, home run deck, fan freaking tastic umbrella seating behind some bleachers and in front of more concession stands, which is surrounded by a lovely waterfall, luxury plaza. Above that, everything is well closed off. Everything is incredibly neat and clean. And he added some buildings in the background for some scenery, parking lot outside of the stadium. Gorgeous start to the contest. And it's weird that we start with him because I think he was one of the last entries, if I'm not mistaken. Either him or Jedi Yank. Flip the lights on. There's what we have. Oh, let's take a look at the corner real quick, because corners definitely should be considered when judging, because corners are a bitch. Over here, he rounded everything off nicely with field level seating. Nice. But listen, you guys can judge this whenever we want. This is whatever you want. This isn't a contest about, which one is the more realistic, which one is the most creative, which one is the cleanest, which one has just whatever stadium jumps out at you for whatever reason, judges. That's what you're judging on. So, this is Coca-Cola Park from J-Disc 98. Here we go, folks. Commonwealth Park from Carmen's dad, a creator we all know and love. He has a very distinct style. Everything's incredibly clean. He has said live on a stream with me before that he has an architectural background, so he pays a lot of attention to detail. He doesn't like to leave stadiums that might have obstructed views, or there's no way to get to certain seats, or, just crazy stuff like that. So obviously you can see it's very symmetrical. Tedious work must have went into lining up all of those bleachers and creating the little entrances in just the right spots and leaving room for standing room only and a concession stand. And then, of course, having it blend in with the racetrack in the background by creating this structure with the clock tower and putting, the sluggers all the way through, one letter per tower. There's like 4 or 5 different buildings all blended in each tower, and then he has to line them up perfectly and spread it all the way around the outside of the stadium. Out freaking standing. And then we have Pittsburgh Pirates size, I would say, with just the big top deck and then 2 rows of luxury seating. Although it does fit 42, I don't think Pittsburgh fits that many. A lot of bleachers and a lot of luxury seating in there too. And then you got the racetrack in the background. Oh, plus you got seating in the racetrack too. They're going to count these guys as part of the tally for the stadium. But the scoreboard is very customized, creating extra base for the scoreboard that already has one, covering up the main part with a beautiful sign, again, meticulously, rainbowing the letters, curving the letters. I don't know if there's a more official artistic term for that, but arching them. Hall of Fame circle with the baseball sticking out. Excellent. Oh, that's from the one fountain. Okay, great. Again, yeah, the outside of the stadium, too. Often uses this building. He says it looks like a ballpark on the outside, which I certainly agree. And then he likes how many different roles these little windows can create. They can be entrances and exits. They can be windows. The little overhang could be like a semi-roof for protection in the rain. For a few people anyway. But yeah, we've all seen Carmen's dad's work. We know what he's capable of. And this stadium is certainly worthy of a good look for any contest. Man, simply gorgeous. Thank you, Carmen's dad. So there he is, Emerald City from Sewell 21. Frankly, I don't know why he didn't just go with this stadium from the get-go, ignoring whatever votes took place, because this thing is sensational. All the detail that went into the city behind, where you have some Wrigley seating mixed in with the newer plaza prop out here, and then more city in the background. You got some cranes doing work on what looks like a customized construction project. Outstanding. Home run glove over the stairs in the corners. Scoreboard surrounded by the condos. People are outside on their balconies watching there. And then, of course, plug in his channel, Stadium Center, SCTV, Sewell 21, right here on YouTube. Does a fantastic job showcasing his builds, your builds, doing contests, creator profiles, and, of course, streaming live builds. Left field, probably one of my favorite left fields in all of his builds, especially with the numbers. Great way to highlight the retired numbers the best you can with the crappy number prop that we are given. I like how he did the luxury seating with the awning on top and the awning spread over to the folks in the standing room area over here. Outstanding. Little bleacher area behind the big wall and left. Fan stairs. More Wrigley buildings and beautiful little neighborhoods. Pretty standard around and behind. Sewell being Sewell. Man, the competition is fierce in this. ...2024 Stadium of the Year contest. There's the lights, big upper deck and left field. I like the raised lights in the middle and then lower surrounding them. Pretty sure he built this. Is this one he built live? I think so. I know he did one around this time that he saved for me to do the Stadium Creator Whodunit. But yeah, this is fantastic. Okay, Sewell's getting in the shower. Oh, there he is. Not sure how this one didn't get the initial vote. I was as surprised as you, Sewell. I love the stadium. It's fantastic. And I did mention it, right? I said anybody has the right to go against the vote and pick their own stadium. So, yep, the retired numbers are excellent. Quirky corner, well done. No one likes the corners. Handle the corner over here by using the stairs and the little bushes and the Bowman sign. All looks good. Simply gorgeous. Up High Life Lakeshore is the other stadium he chose to replace. Something Canyon, right? I'm sorry, I can't think of it. But man, look at the concourse, the way it jolts back, and then the higher one that is parallel to the batter's eye cuts in front of it. That makes it look really cool. The Legends deck out there, circular, that goes out into the water, amazing. And then you got plenty of boats and ships out there. The water is closed off by this amazing brick fence with the light indicators, or they also call them street lights, right? Oh, I gotta get out of that if I'm gonna do it that way. Yeah, section indicator or street light. That's all lit up, and then there's statues and folks in the grass watching the game. People are, checking out what's going on outside of the stadium. And then you got the party pier out here where people can see parts of the game as they go up and down. An excellent corner with an entrance to the stadium with kind of a Space Invader looking, right? Doesn't that look like a Space Invader guy from the Atari game? The bricks. But he's got a Space Invader concourse out there with the big long steps. Fantastic. Using end caps for the fences and the anomalies for fences. Jace Chiff he's another one of those guys who any stadium he puts out there could win a Stadium of the Year contest. Flip that light switch. Then he's got the party pier all lined up with the bushes, and the shoreline over here lined up with bushes and grass and trees. What a crazy group. Just to remind you how crazy this group is, let's pull it up. I don't think I pulled it up to start, did I? So let's make sure I do that. I've been pulling up on these stadiums. Look at all the layers in left field. The way he kept things simple with trying to use just the two colors, mostly black and red. And then, obviously, when you got to go with a smaller scoreboard, you're stuck with the green frame. But he has all these signs. And who would have ever thought to bury these two buildings like that? And that they would turn out to make these great little custom luxury sections, hitting the home runs into these two different levels and then office signs and scoreboards is so freaking fun. You hit those lasers in there. It's only 305 down the line, so it's just a blast. I've played many, many games in here. And then again, using like the darker, I don't know if is that supposed to be black? I mean, you turn the camera anyway, and the color almost changes. Like, here it looks green, and then there it's black, or almost blue. I mean, it must be reflecting of something, right? And then the standing room only plaza up here, fitting to the shape of the rest of the stadium, outstanding. Perfect fountain, again. Oh, he wanted to keep it red, so he faced it off with I've never noticed that before. But yeah, keeping everything red and black. Amazing. And then I was talking about how it would be great to have lights that just embed into a building. You don't see the towers. Anyway, you got the Homer Bistro and a bunch of apartment buildings kind of built in to create a different kind of building. You got JJ's, and then you got the party zone, the layered restaurant seating, and the other guy in here. But yeah, this stadium, I don't know if flew under the radar is the right word, because I mean, there's so many stadiums. It's difficult to keep bringing up the same one over and over and over again when it's so easy to move on to another amazing stadium. But I fell in love with this park right away. It's my kind of stadium where it's congested and multiple layers. Even though right here, basically the only thing you're going to hit a home run into is these seats. How deep is it right here? 320. So yeah, you might be able to get up there. And normally I go by the fact that it's the walkway. You usually can't reach the walkway. But oh yeah, the walkway's still showing. But this deck up here and using the what is this, the brew hoo hoo? Yeah. Having that spun around and just finding anything that's red basically and turning it into a part of the stadium was just so clever to me. And I can't get over how good the stadium is. I think it was I mean just like Sluggish Moth and Arch and Texas Eggs and Sewell and all you guys, any stadium you put in will freaking be a candidate to win. It wouldn't surprise anybody if it won. And oh, he got the custom double tower building out here too. It's so good. So I mean, I shouldn't be surprised because every stadium Murph builds is of the highest quality. There this they are, Legion folks. Park from our good friend Bo Tiger. There he is. Boom. Starting off in right field as we often do. Great presentation of the retired numbers on top of the MLB signs of the clubhouses. I believe, I can't remember who, Bo Tiger, I apologize, but I think he's got his father up there and an uncle or a friend who passed away up there maybe. But he labeled Moe's and Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell, of course, covering the real sign of Ballpark Eats. And then he's got a great facing off to this concourse out here with the beautiful brick and nods to myself and Sewell again. Tier. The 44's in the canoe, of course. I love it, fellas. I love it. Big scoreboard out and right. You have signs on the light towers. Excellent. Very creative way to display this building and use that funky balcony that they have with the slanted pillars to hold it up. Very, very fun. And then, of course, this fountain is amazing. Very clean. Very unique idea using all water instead of the fountain. Hopefully we get some kind of just plain waterfall in future versions of the game. But we're making do thanks to Schmitty, I think, who created this trend. I know I took advantage of it because of Schmitty. But, yeah, this nice little courtyard out here with the playground and the sidewalk and kiosks and a mini scoreboard. Fantastic. Left field, you got bleachers and plaza-level seating and staircases and kiosks and bleachers and again and bleachers some more and kiosks again. And, of course, his signature name in the foul poles. Fantastic. Got a nice concourse on top of the luxury plaza that leads out to this funky balcony where you got Joe Mama and the Sandcrawler building in the background. It's all good from Bo Tiger. Joe. Legion Park is faced off with the Wedge building and that brown complex or brown office building. Legion Park labeled in the back. Another fantastic job from Bo Tiger. Here it is, folks. Another legend in Studio 44 and in the stadium creator community in general. Mr. Sandman Dan gives us the ballpark in Anaheim. And I remember when I first showed the stadium, I fell in love with center field, but we'll get there in a minute. Let's start things out in right. 3 different layers of stands kind of hugging right up against the foul pole there. As you get your way towards left center field, you have a beautiful display of waterfalls and rocks. Of course, the current stadium that they play in Anaheim right now has that rock feature out in left. So I think a lot of people who recreate an Anaheim stadium use the rocks, and it looks fantastic. More rocks on the other side, clubhouse seating, restaurants, and custom walkways and ramps on top of that, hiding the little huts with the Paradise Dining restaurant. Brilliant idea. Scoreboards and signs built right into the light towers. Of course, you got to have the Anaheim A scoreboard. Right down the left field line, mostly stands, having 2 more decks on top again, of course. And then the top deck is broken off with that one curved building out here to face off the outside of the stadium, using the St. Louis Arch and the A to kind of decorate the outside of the building. There's those grass patches I was telling you about that have inspired me. Using the amusement park ride for the beams to hold up this circular concourse. Outstanding. Building doubling as a roof and as maybe luxury seating or the broadcast booth. But now, folks, it's time to look at that epic display in center field. The statue baseball game. The Garden of Dreams, ladies and gentlemen. Folks out behind the home run fence, jumping over retired numbers. And then you got the retired numbers, of course, with a custom-made infield and the bases, which are made out of the fence. And the guy's pitching, the dude hit, the guy's running, and then the guy's playing in the infield. Such a freaking great little feature in a stadium. I think everybody was blown away when they first showed that, and I couldn't wait for you guys to see that as well. Big speakers and scoreboards and clubhouse seating and very quirky home run dimensions. Very Sandman Dan, very creative as always with his builds. Yeah, Sandman Dan is the man. He should be called San the Man Dan. There you go. I like that one. MLB 24 Harlem Field from Arch Mage is one of the best stadiums I've ever seen. So clean, so unique. How it could be so original with such an old school feel is beyond me. He has an anomaly version of this park too. If you like to just look at stadiums, I highly recommend it. The way he used the Polo Grounds batter's eye as an anomaly is just beyond brilliant. And he mixed it up in another brilliant way, blending in these 2 buildings together to create this funky balcony for everybody to hang out on. And then there's another balcony underneath. People are hanging out on the balcony over here as well. And then all throughout right field, you have more of the same, tediously, meticulously placed to create an amazing stadium. I love the little layers of regular seating out here, and then you have more people underneath on balconies, and light poles are doubling as, I shouldn't say doubling, they're replacing pillars because we just don't have any. And then around and behind, Arch doing Arch things, creating like old school luxury seating or play-by-play booths or whatever, scorekeepers booths. ATG baseball is always represented. We are here for you with rosters and stadiums and all kinds of fun stuff. But yeah, two decks, very old school, very Fenway Park meets Tiger Stadium meets Ebbets Field meets, I don't know what else. It's just fantastic. When he did have to pull out the anomalies, I think he mixed up the buildings in the background using the trestle as pillars out here and left to hold up the roof, spinning around this concourse to give you a unique look, holding up the roof, and of course, Arch never disappoints outside a stadium as well, with a beautiful city in the background. MLB 24 Harlem Field is the stadium that Archmage ended up going with to go for the title of 2024 Stadium of the Year. But, yep, there's the stadium with the lights on. Yeah, Arch. Great, great work. Nice work, Arch. It's a beautiful stadium. We shall see if it moves on.